Welcome to the first Code With Me video for Chapter 8. In this video, we'll be actually creating a table specifically for a price table for an ice cream shop. Go ahead and open up brackets and open up a test browser. And if you go ahead and go into the student data files, drag Chapter 8 into brackets so you can go ahead and load it. The first file we'll be working with is actually under the folder ice cream and then test. So in brackets we have ice cream and test. If you look at it, you see there's not much there because we're actually going to be creating the data and the table inside this file. The first thing you want to do is go into the blank line inside body, that would be line 9, and type table and go ahead and close your table. If brackets closes this for you, then all the better. If not, then go ahead and do it. You want to add the border attribute. Again, if you recall from the lecture, the border attribute is only temporary, but it allows us to see how the data is split up in the actual table. Now, we save, we refresh the browser, and again, there's not much here, but if you take a look in this top corner, you can see that there is something. There is actually a table being created, and that is the first section of the border. There's not much here, so we're actually going to go back to it and type TR. Because we're good developers, we're going to go ahead and close our TR and we're going to add stuff inside of it. Inside the TR or table row, we have a TD or table data, also known as a table cell. The same properties for multi-line attributes apply to this, so if you want, you can have the TDs on the same line. This just makes it a little easier to work with. The first TD we're working with is small. So go ahead and type that in, save and refresh, and now we have a table data cell with a border around it. If we take off the border attribute, save and refresh, you can see the border is gone and so is the cell, but the cell is still there. It's just the content is now being displayed without a border. So again, the border is temporary, but it's providing us the ease of use for knowing where things are separated. Once we add more cells, more rows, you'll see more borders, and that way it'll be easier to determine how things are broken up. Let's finish adding the rest of our cells. So in this case, medium and large. Okay, we save, we refresh, and now we have 3 cells. We're done with this row. Let's go ahead and add another row. So we go below the TR, add another TR because we're starting a new table row. TD, and in this case we're going to actually add some prices. Close the TD. TD, price $1.50, TD $2. And what am I missing? I am missing a closing TR tag. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save. We refresh the browser, and we now see we have three columns and 2 rows. In this case, a small $1, medium $1.50, large $2. This is basically the setup for any table. You have the table, you have the table row, you have the table data cell, TD cell. Okay, in the next activity, we're actually going to be modifying the small, medium, and large to make them table headers. If you recall, we're actually going to be modifying the TD to a TH instead. Don't forget to modify your closing tags as well. Otherwise, what you should have is bolded and centered text. If you forget to close your table header tags, then, well, it may not work. If you close one but not another, then the information may not process correctly. If you open one, but forget to close, then it may or may not bold the rest. So make sure you always open and close the appropriate tags. Okay, back on square one. Good. Next, we'll be actually modifying a different file. This is just the file for our test practice. Now we're going to be modifying the prices file. So open up prices. And you see that there's not much here except for an H1. We're actually going to be adding everything on this page in a table format to create a 7x5 table. So go ahead and open up prices in your browser as well, and you see the H1 automatically appears. Now let's add the table. First thing is line 10, table. Again, we have the border attribute, which is temporary, but only for our development purposes. Close the table. Create first table row. Inside that, we have some table headers, sizes, cup. The next, we don't have anything inside, so we're actually going to open it and close it. There's nothing inside of it. We'll modify this in just a bit. TH cone. TH nothing in it. TH nothing in it. And we close our table row. Don't forget, if you have not added it already, please make sure to close your table tag. Save, refresh, and now you should have a table that looks something kind of like this. You notice in the 2 cells right here and 2 cells right here, we have nothing in them. That's because we have technically empty tags. That is okay for what we are doing. For the next row, we're going to go down to line 19 and add some sizes. Now keep in mind that we're going to be adding these in a top-down format, even though the data will be displayed from left to right. So the first thing is, well, there's nothing in that first cell. This is still a table header because we're still having headers for the associated columns. Once we actually finish out the table, you'll see how these associated headers relate to the prices that are being listed. The next one, small, medium, this should look fairly familiar, and large. And if you want, you can go ahead and copy all of this and paste or retype it. Your choice. Okay, don't forget to close your table row. There we go. Save, refresh, and now you see our first column is vacant. That's because that has the sizes. That's going to list the information right here. And we have small, medium, large for cup and small, medium, large for cone. All right, the next row. Table row, table data cell. No, I'm sorry, table header, because we're actually having a header for this row. This first column is going to be ice cream. Close the table header, table data cell. Now we're in the data. $4, TD, $4.50, TD, TD, $5. And don't forget, you're actually developing all of this on a row-by-row basis. Don't forget to close your table row. All right, save, refresh, and now we have some data that is coming together. Our sizes column has an ice cream. Cup has small, medium, large, 4, 450, and 5. Cone, small, medium, large, 450, 5, and 550. Good. Next, we're actually going to be adding the frozen yogurt row. So next, line 37, TR, TH, because this is the header of a row. Frozen yogurt. Next we have TD because we are starting the prices. $3.50. $400. No, $4. $4.50. Next we have the $4 cone. TD $4.50. TD $5. And close your table row. Save, refresh, and you should now have sizes and items that can be sized, along with the prices. The last one is actually going to be kind of weird, but just follow along. Trust me, everything will be explained in just a minute. We have our next row, table data, allergy warning, ice cream, and frozen yogurt. Cones may contain nuts. TD. Now this will be a little weird. TD, closing TD, TD, closing TD, and do this about 6 more times. This may be a bit repetitive, but the reason for this will become obvious in the next video. Save, refresh, and now you see that the first column has this nice warning, but the next few columns are vacant. That's because in the next video we're actually going to be merging the cell to make it especially this one right here, span across the whole table. If we forget a TD, for example, we just forget to list one, then the table, well, doesn't have anything to display there. If we list this and just take out all the TDs, then the bottom row is blank. Not exactly the best thing, so that's why we fill in the blanks with blank TDs. Okay, the last thing for this video was actually going to be activity 8.4. We're adding a caption. Now don't forget, the caption must be the first child in a table tag. So, caption, sizes by price. Caption. Once you save, you refresh, you notice that the caption is automatically placed at the top of the table and is automatically centered. We can add modifications to the styling of this using CSS later, but right now it is placed at the top. If you place the caption tag at the bottom of a table, it's not really going to matter because it's still going to place it at the very top. However, once you validate this, it's going to say, hey, the caption can't be here, so put it back where it needs to go at the very top. Okay, so that is it for activities 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the next video, we'll actually modify this a little more to make this a little more readable, including merging rows and organizing our data. If you have any questions about this or anything in Chapter 8, please send me an email or hit me up on Twitter, and I'll get back to you with the best answer.